it's Tanya and welcome to today's video. So today's video is going to be a mid-year freak out book tag. This is a very popular book tag, like everybody is doing it. It's very old as well and it has some really interesting questions, so I decided to do it as well. I don't remember if I did it last year. I don't remember, but yeah, today we're doing it. With no further ado, let's begin. The first question is the best book you have read so far in 2021. I have read quite a bit of good books this year, even though I've read like only 30 books. So far I have only read 30 books. I know it's a small number. Oh well, that's just how it is. I've read quite a bit of good books. Like majority of the books I've read I loved, so it's really difficult to choose like one book that I'm just looking at like my phone and Goodreads, so it's difficult to choose just one best book because I've read a lot of really good books. But I decided to go with Matyora with Farewell to Matyora by Valentin Rasputin. You have seen this book featured in my reading vlog. You have seen me talk about it quite a bit. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I enjoyed it on all fronts. I enjoyed the language. I so much enjoyed the writing style of this book. It's very kind of simple. It's like the way simple people communicate, and like, you know, village people. It's kind of village talk, like village language, and I really liked it because like my father is from the village, my father's family are from the village, and let's not exactly because it's a different region, but it's kind of similar to the way they talk, and it just was very melancholic to me. It just, I don't know, it just was close to my heart. And then the story itself was really interesting, is not the word here, I guess important. It was important and touching because it's about kind of relocation. Like, so this village is located on an island in the middle of this big Siberian river, Angara, and the island is about to be inundated because the government is building an electric plant on the river, and they're going to make this kind of water reservoir for this power plant, and that's why the island is about to be inundated and they need to relocate all the people to the mainland. But the village is very old and the population in this village is also very old, and they don't want to leave. They don't imagine life anywhere else. It's going to be very difficult for them to adjust to a new place, a new lifestyle, and it's more like it's a metaphorical book about, I would say, it's like an old lifestyle slowly going away, and old traditions and way of life slowly going away. The ending of the book is very metaphorical as well and beautiful, so I really enjoyed this book. So I really liked it. I need to read more of Rasputin. It was my first book by Rasputin. Yeah, I need to read more by him. Really enjoyed this one. So yeah, Farewell to Matyora by Valentin Rasputin. I decided to go with this one for the best book I've read so far. Question number 2 is best sequel you have read so far in 2021. I usually don't read series. It's just a lot of commitment for me to commit to one story for like a lot of books, and to commit to just one author. It's just, I don't know, I guess I have to really like the author, and it's, I don't know, it's just a big commitment. For this question I decided to go with the Odyssey. This is the closest we're going to get to the series. I am sorry, I don't know if you consider the Odyssey a sequel to the Iliad. I don't know, but it's just the closest we are going to get to it. So yeah, I'm going with the Odyssey. It's by the same author and it's pretty much the continuation of, you know, the situation with just one character, so I'm gonna go with that because I haven't read anything else that can be at least remotely considered to be series. So yeah, the Odyssey. I really enjoyed this one, as well as the Iliad, and I'm currently reading the Aeneid by Virgil. Also really liking it, even though it's work. Like, it's not an easy read, at least not for me. I have to like really push myself to concentrate because my attention wanders. I think it's because of the writing style. It's different. Like, I'm not a big reader of poetry. I don't really read a lot of, I don't read poetry at all. So maybe because of that. So it's just, I really have to push myself. But when I push myself and when I manage to get into the story, I find it really enjoyable, and it's also beautifully written. The language is very poetic, well, it being poetry. It's beautiful, and the stories in all of these books are very powerful and very emotional and just affecting. I don't know if it's the right word here, but touching. You know, they all are touching. They need like first two books, and I already really like love it, and it's already making me emotional. So it's these three are like really powerful books. And yeah, so the Odyssey, really also liked it, even though in the beginning I wasn't so sure about it. I thought I would prefer the Iliad, but then by the time I finished the Odyssey, I realized that I actually love both books, but for kind of different reasons. I think Odyssey is more fast-paced, it's more absorbing, I guess, in a way, but then the Iliad is so incredibly powerful with its emotions and descriptions and just the situations with so many people dying in a war. Yeah, all of them are really powerful, and yeah, the Odyssey really enjoyed. Question number 3. New release you haven't read yet but want to. For this question, I have 2 books. Both of them were pre-orders for me, and I still haven't gotten to any of them. So one of them is Clara and the Sun by Kazuo Ishiguro, and then one more is Troy by Stephen Fry. I think I will read Troy after I read like this Anid, and then Metamorphosis. We also have Metamorphosis for the BBB. So after Metamorphosis, I think I'm not making any commitments here, but I'm just thinking that maybe I will read Troy, or maybe even after Anid, because this book, I think it's going to be an easy read. First of all, the font here, it just makes me so happy. It's so huge. It's going to be really like enjoyable to read like from a physical perspective. Also, it has some pictures here. Oh, I didn't realize. I only now noticed. Look, it has some like illustrations. Beautiful. I just now noticed. I didn't. I like it. Okay, so Troy, and then I have Clara and the Sun, which is a super popular, super huge book, Kazuo Ishiguro. It has beautiful edges and then beautiful also end papers. So the books are beautiful and I am excited for them, but I just need to find time to get to them because I read slowly and I don't always have time to get to all of the books, but I hope to get to these ones. Most anticipated release for the second half of the year. I don't really have one, to be honest. I kind of currently I'm so concentrated on backlist. I'm so fixed on like classics, ancient classics, because I got into ancient classics like after the Iliad and the Odyssey and the Aeneid, and I'm like, ancients, I need to read you. And now like after I finish this, I like my mind is just set on like the histories by Herodotus. What is the English name? Herodot in Russian. So Herodotus, I guess. I'm like, my mind is just like fixed on him. I'm like, I want to read that, I want to read that. And then Xenophon, Persian expedition. So I'm like, I'm so fixed on like backlist and classics that I don't really look into new releases. And also I've noticed that the new releases that I read this year, like not all of them are new releases, but for like modern books that I read, like for example The Old Reef, Transcended Kingdom, Sweet Bean Paste, like all these like modern books that I read recently, I quite enjoyed them when I was reading them, but then now I really don't think of them, like they didn't stay with me. Whereas classics, when I read them, they so strongly affect me that you see, like the Iliad, I want to read all the classics, and I also want to read the Iliad, like the whole trilogy, but in different translation already, and I'm like, I have my eye on a beautiful Everyman's Library editions of Robert Fitzgerald's translations of all of 3 of these classics. So I don't know, but like the modern books that I've read recently, that they just didn't have that effect on me the way like classics have effect on me, and so I don't really look anymore into like new publications recently. Yeah, I mostly like look into classics lately, and like Russian classics. I need to read more Russian classics, to be honest. Number 5, biggest disappointment. For biggest disappointment, I actually have, I think I have 2 books. Both of them are classics. So I really expected to love them. One of them is The Leopard by Giuseppe Tomasi di Lampedusa. I started reading it as a buddy read. Everybody has finished, and I still haven't managed to finish. This is one of the books when I really couldn't concentrate on it. I couldn't, for the life of me. Like my mind was always wandering, and I just couldn't get into the story, and I was so bored and was so falling asleep, and I don't know, it just didn't click with me. I think I think I need to give it another try. I think I need to try it once more from the very beginning. I don't know, I will for sure. Like, I have the book, I will try it again for sure. But yeah, I expected to love this book. I was convinced that I was going to like it, and I was surprised that I didn't. So yeah, The Leopard by Giuseppe Tomasi di Lampedusa is, I think, is like the biggest letdown. But again, maybe I wasn't in the right headspace for this book. I don't know. I need to give it one more try. And then I will not talk about the second book too much, because it will be featured in my reading vlog, which I have yet to finish. I have other books to read for that reading vlog. But basically, The Scarlet Pimpernel. I also enjoyed to like it and to enjoy it. Unfortunately, I didn't. I will not talk about it too much. I will talk about it more in that video. So yeah, but unfortunately, yeah, I didn't like The Scarlet Pimpernel. Number 6, biggest surprise. I think for this question I will go with the Alexandre Dumas Count of Monte Cristo. I didn't expect to like this book so much. So I think this was a surprise, that I really loved it a lot, and yeah, just really enjoyed it. Made the whole series about it. So I will link some, like, the series here if you want to watch, if you still haven't. So yeah, this book was a really very pleasant surprise. I knew that I would probably enjoy it. I knew that I would probably like it, but I didn't expect to love it so much. I don't know, it just really, like, it was such a pleasure to read. It was such an incredible pleasure to read. I didn't expect it. So yeah, I guess I would go with The Count of Monte Cristo for my biggest surprise. And then we have a favorite new author, debut or new to you. I don't have such a thing as a favorite authors. Let's change the question and make it authors that I read for the first time, got interested in them, and want to read more of them. So for these, I have Junichiro Tanizaki, because recently we read the Makioka Sisters. I have my review up here also, I will link it. Really enjoyed this book, was such a pleasure to read as well. And I like this type of books when it's just like a slice of life, and it shows you just a normal life of regular people in like a different setting, for example, from your life, or just even from your culture. It also can be interesting. So with this book I really liked it. I liked the quietness of it and peacefulness of it, and yet sometimes it can, at certain parts, it gets really very absorbing, and it gets really emotional and powerful as well. Same goes for Alexandre Dumas. I want to read more by Alexandre Dumas because I really enjoyed The Count of Monte Cristo. I've already read his Black Tulip, which wasn't as good as The Count of Monte Cristo, but was still quite, it was just okay. It was just like 3 stars. Okay, enjoyable, fine, not quite as good as this. but still want to read more by Alexandre Dumas because his writing is just very entertaining. Like I said, I want to read more of the ancients. Well, not, you know, not the same author that I'm reading, like currently Virgil and Homer, but you know, just other ancient writers. So that I also want to do. Number 8, newest fictional crush. I don't have such a thing. I used to have it when I was like, I don't know, 15, 16, I don't know, in school, a teenager, but now, I really cannot bring myself to, like, I just don't have fictional crushes. Like, him being fictional, it's like a major downfall. It's like a major letdown, and I just cannot, I don't know, I don't have any romantic, I don't know, feelings or dreams about like fictional characters. I just don't. I just don't. So yeah, don't have any fictional crushes. Number 9, newest favorite character. There are some questions which I don't really have an answer for, so I will just skip them. Like favorite character, I don't know, it's not, I don't have anything interesting to say. I've already talked about my favorite characters from The Count of Monte Cristo, for example, or I already discussed characters from Tanizaki's Makioka sisters. So yeah, don't have anything new and interesting to say on this question. Book that made you cry. For this I will go with The Cancer Award by Alexander Solzhenitsyn. Alexander Solzhenitsyn is actually one more author whom I want to read more of, because I really enjoyed The Cancer Award. I really thoroughly liked it. His writing style and the story itself, really enjoyed it. And this book, being about cancer wards, being about cancer patient, I don't remember if like explicitly cried, but it did make my heart ache for some of the characters because of the unfairness of the situation that they found themselves in, because of mostly about the unfairness, because some of them are so young, so incredibly brilliant, and they have like lives in front of them, and then this happens, and it's just, yeah, it was heart-wrenching, those episodes. So yeah, for the book that made me cry, I will go with The Cancer Award by Alexander Solzhenitsyn. I would highly recommend this book to everybody. It's easy to read, it's really enjoyable to read. It has some political discussions as well, not too many of them, but it does have some political discussions. It's written by Alexander Solzhenitsyn, of course it would have them, but yeah, they are not too many, and it's not like the main topic of the book, I would say. So yeah, Cancer Award, I would highly recommend it to everybody, and this is one of the books that made my heart ache. Maybe not explicitly cry, but yeah, I felt really sorry for some of the characters there. Number 11, book that made you happy. Let's go again with The Count of Monte Cristo. This book really made me happy. It has happy ending. I did cry in the end, but those were happy tears. So yeah, this book did make me happy. 12, most beautiful book you bought so far this year. I bought quite a few beautiful books. Like, I like my books, the books that I buy. I think all of them were very beautiful. I really like this Troy edition. I really like these editions of ancient classics. Recently bought like my first Virago kind of hardback edition, and I really like this design and the spine. I think it's very beautiful, so I want to collect more of this. Like, all of these editions are really stunning. My editions of Russian classics, like for example this one, it's this Библиотека всемирной литературы, so it's like library of worldwide literature, and they have, I don't know, I just like the whole design of it. They have these pictures right here. They are also hardbacks, and they're usually very bright. Yeah, so I like these editions. And then I really also like these small editions of Russian classics. They have these very beautiful spines, and then they have these beautiful covers as well. And then on the inside they have also illustrations. So I also like this edition. And one more edition of Russian classic I really like is this one. I like how it's also a hardback. Not all of their books hardbacks, most of the books are actually paperbacks, but they also have like a few hardback editions, and they also have a essay here. And I also just like the design. I think it's colorful. This is the edition of The Idiot by Dostoevsky, Fyodor Mikhailovich Dostoevsky. And yeah, I'm currently reading it, really enjoying it, and yeah, I also really like this edition. So these are some of the most... also one more. I really like these editions. It's Virago European Classics editions, and they're stunning. They're really beautiful. Last question. What books do you need to read by the end of the year? A lot, actually. I want to read a lot of books. So first we have our BBB reads. So A Suitable Boy, which we will start in July after we finish The Idiot. In July we will start this big boy. Oh, I'm very excited for this one. Look at it. So look at it. It's joy. It's pure joy. Look at it. So yeah, I'm very excited for this book. And then I have a few budget reads. So Middlemarch, I really hope I will be able to, you know, read it with the budget read. I'm gonna do my best. So I also really like this Norton Critical Edition. Even like the font is tiny. Downside for me, super tiny font, super tiny. The paper is like Bible paper, but it's okay. It's okay. I do have another edition of Middlemarch here, so I will probably read that one, and from this edition I will just read maybe notes and on the back all the additional material, because additional material is like really a lot here. So, and then another BBB budget read is Faust by Goethe, which we will read in July and in August. So Faust, very excited. And then another budget read is Moby Dick by Herman Melville. I am very excited for this one. I also have this Norton Critical Edition with a lot of additional, it's like half of a book, so all of it is additional material, and this is the book. The font of course is small, the paper is of course Bible paper, but yeah, anyway. I might get another edition with bigger font to read, and from here I will just read again notes and additional material, so we will see. But yeah, Moby Dick, hopefully I will get to the Moby Dick. And then one more budget read, which I am so looking forward to, is this A Place of Greater Safety by Hilary Mantel, and this is going to be my budget read with Jennifer Brooks. I am very looking forward to this one. We decided to start it in the middle of July, so I'm very looking forward to this book as well. It's going to be my first Hilary Mantel. I haven't read anything by her before. I do have her Wolf Hall trilogy, but I can keep it to suggest it one day for the BBB and hopefully read it with the BBB. But yeah, it's going to be my first book by her. I'm looking forward to this, and I think it's going to be a very interesting budget read as well. So yeah, this. Another budget read, which starts actually tomorrow, is In the First Circle by Alexander Solzhenitsyn. I am very much looking forward to this as well. This is my budget read with Kieran from KG Books. All the YouTubers whom I mentioned will be linked down below in the description box, so you can check them out. The links to their channels will be in the description box down below, so yeah. Very excited for this as well. I'm very much looking forward diving back into Solzhenitsyn's writing and his language. It was so... I don't know how to describe it, but I just really enjoyed it. It was so unpretentious. It was so perfectly simple, yet affecting, you know? I don't know, I really enjoyed his writing in Cancer Ward, so now I'm excited to dive back into him. So yeah, In the First Circle. And one more budget read, which I hope to get to. I really hope I will be able to participate in that one, is The Way We Live Now by Anthony Trollope. Yeah, another big book, but I think the budget read starts in September, so I still have time to prepare for this one. And then there are a few more budget reads which are not yet announced, but hopefully will be announced. go to KG Books for that because those like his budget reads. He promised to organize them. I don't want to kind of talk about them before they are announced, but yeah, basically KG Books, he's planning some really exciting budget reads and I'm looking forward to that. Kieran, please make them happen. Please make them happen. I'm very much looking forward to them. And then you know what I'm talking about. And then and also Virginia Woolf also have budget reads planned for Virginia Woolf's novels starting in October. So yeah, these are my plans for the rest of the year. Wish me luck. Okay, I'm reading a lot of big books and I'm reading a lot of good books, so I will just read as many as I can, and yeah, quality over quantity. I also talked about this recently with people on the Discord on BBB, and yeah, we decided that quality is more important than quantity, and we decided that all of us, or not all of us, but you know, we realized that quite a few of us are slow readers and we just have to embrace it, you know? We just have to embrace it, enjoy books slowly. You know, everybody has different pacing and every pacing is okay. It's okay to be slow. It's okay to be slow. I'm trying my best to not get discouraged by not being able to read faster, but I just really can't. Like, if I read faster, then I just don't get what I'm reading about. Like, it just, you know, my brain just doesn't keep up. Just embrace yourself the way you are, Tanya. You're slow, just embrace it. So yeah, anyway, that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have picked or maybe seen some interesting books in this video, so hopefully you will also be able to read them one day. Wish me luck. I wish luck to you. Let me know in the comments what are your plans for the rest of the year, what books you want to get to by the end of the year. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you're having a very good day and enjoying it, and I will see you soon in my next videos. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.